Welcome in. We are here for Unleash Your Moxie. I am so elated to have this weekly show. This is where we get to connect. And I love bringing in all the tenacity, the excitement, the focus that we need to, like, that we yearn for to move forward. And if we keep going in that route, then we can actually see how we can create every day to be like we can be in the top of our game if we keep working with the mindset. Mindset transformation entertainment is where I feel like that just is what really gets things moving. Today I want to bring in the I can't focus that comes from a tool that I use, top 10 sabotages that are stealing your wealth and health. And the I can't, I'm going to share a story with you about that. And they're bringing two other tools. It's the fit process, which we need to be able to make a goal that we can touch and feel. And sometimes that vision and being able to really deeply connect with your why is what helps us move forward. And I have stories around that to be able to help that connect. Also, to really get into the story of the I can't, I'm going to bring in my process doobie doobie doo. I love that process. That's a fun process. My name is Rhonda. I am the host and founder of Unleash Your Moxie. And it really comes under the umbrella of the total Fresh Talks global vision. So when we're here together, I want to talk about these things that stop us from using our vocals. I call it hashtag speaker locking arms. That word locking arms are really helping ourselves, helping our community. That could be family, that could be ourselves also. We're part of community ourselves. So if we keep getting in there and moving forward, that's where we get to take those deep breaths. That is where we get to calm the nervous system, where we get into alignment that maybe we wouldn't be able to find without this, without these types of conversations. I have a question for you to get going. Where is it that you are feeling where the I can't is? And it can be in every day, but it doesn't have to be the words I can't. But where is it showing up? What is there? Is there an event that's happened in your life that it keeps coming back and flashing back at you like, like I'm going to fail? And most of the things when I'm coaching, a lot of it comes down to that we don't feel the energy, and then that could just be it. Like, I don't feel the energy. It just doesn't sound very interesting. And I'll say, like, well, a couple weeks ago we were talking about this. I saw the excitement in your eyes. I know that you really want to do this, but for some reason you're shutting yourself down. So this conversation is really fun because sometimes we don't know why all of a sudden we don't have any energy towards our goal, and it's because we're naysaying ourselves. So if we go in hashtag speaker locking arms, like we're moving forward, we're helping each other. Now we're not in just this silo that we're by ourselves, that we really are here for each other. Now I come from a background where being here for somebody was like, I don't need your help. I'm strong. I don't need to cry. I don't need like, and it was like this thing where my shoulders were up, and some people say, bring the girls up kind of thing. This life and what we're asking for in the past few years has changed. I've ran this show for almost 7 years now, not just the specific show, but a few different shows. And one was with my Swedish partner. I'm in California, but my friend Maria Applequest, she is masterfully uh, aware of what's going on when she was doing her podcast. And so we partnered together, asking great questions. I learned a lot from her. Oh my gosh, I was going to go down a story with that, but I'm not, because I want to really get into I can't and how we can use the FIT process, which is focus, integrate, transform, and thrive. It's a 4-step process. That last process is almost like you're working backwards of how important all those steps are. And this is related with a goal. If you use this FIT process, actually, it comes from my book is over here, but it comes from my first book that I wrote almost like 15 years ago. And it was about how can we have a plan, receive it, and kick butt on it. Even 1% of receiving that goal and doing it, you think about it, I didn't nail that one specific goal, but what did I do to get there? What did I learn? How did I understand that maybe that wasn't a specific goal? So you get to take a step back and you get to look at your second to last of the focus, integrate, transform, that transformation part. Why did only 1% of the transformation happen that I was expecting to happen? And that's where our emotional IQ starts growing. We can either shut ourselves down and hold us in that space, but to have emotional IQ is something that we are asking for in our world. We need that more. We get so much exposure with our business, so much exposure in life because of social media. If you don't have a business and you're just out there putting stuff, don't you sometimes get scared just putting stuff out there like, oh, what will Jan think? Or what will Joe think? Or what will Henry think? What if we don't get concerned about what anybody thinks except come here from our heart and just share, not trying to one up each other? This is where we find the transformation. That's that third part of focus, integrate, transform. We talked about thrive. We need that celebration, but what about the transformation? How come we don't get that 100% transformation of what we were expecting to get in our goal? Well, it's because many reasons actually. Not that I know everything, but the main reason is that we are learning. We have such learning curves about emotional IQ. We're naysaying ourselves before we even get to the goal. Was this goal the right goal that we chose? And we get to do that all in these last two steps. Really watch what happened. Why we want to celebrate is that if we don't, there's going to be an issue with us pushing ourselves down. And don't we have enough people pushing us down? Because if you're pushing yourself down, you know somewhere you're pushing somebody else down. We need to heal from this so that we know that everything is going to be all right. If we keep showing up in a way that we are naysaying ourselves, we have that expectation of others. There is no way to get away with that because when we have a thought, it tethers and shows up everywhere in business, in our personal lives. And so we want to grow our heart, you know, so we love each other more because that's really important. What they say in the 60s is all about loving on each other in the 70s. The reason why that was important is on the outside, they made it look so flowery and foo-foo, but this is about nature. This is about connection. This is about connection with ourselves. We've had too many people pass away. We are not going to be one of them. We got to make sure we're not straddling on something that our feet are all in. We only have so much time. So when you look at your top 10 sabotages, I only have one that I'm sharing right now. When you start saying, I can't, and even physically, you don't always have to say, I can't. It could be that dull surface that all of a sudden is showing where you're like, I don't want to be part of any of that. And somebody's like, well, why not? Because you were interested in it 2 weeks ago. I don't know. Change my mind. That is the fear factor starting in. Where did it start in your life when you started realizing that you couldn't do everything? Was there somebody that was dumbing it down for you saying, you can't do that? You're too small. You can't play football. You're not that big. You can't be a fireman. Oh, no, only the special people can be president. You got to be really smart. You're not smart. Anybody else ever have anybody say that to you? And you know what's interesting? I'm all against doing all that, but you know what? We do it on an accident, even when we're aware of it. My son reminded me of that. Yeah, he did. It was a while ago, but still, I know that I say things because I naysay myself and I don't even know it. My most recent video that I did, because I'm on TikTok, very active under Rhonda Moxy. You gotta check me out. But there's a lot of motivation there about really that I abuse myself. That was my last video in conversation. Anybody else? So when you start thinking about all these words we say to ourselves, which is in the subconscious, but when we start meditating and we start getting quiet, we get more connected with nature, we get more connected with ourselves. We're able to start hearing those words that are pushing us down. And I can hear these words. And these words, if somebody looks at me a certain way, it'll get me going. And if I don't know why I'm getting going, then I will just go and I think that I have purpose in that area. Like, oh yeah, I can't wait to get back at that person. I can't wait this, I can't wait that. And you start pondering how you're going to get back at somebody because they weren't very nice to you. But what if we cut that out? Because if we cut that out, the I can't of what we're trying to do go away. The I can is that you're starting to love on you. And it can come from other ways of you show up feeling numb. You can't get to that next level in your business, in your personal life, where you want to connect with people. You're not using your vocals the way that you truly want to, like that you yearn for. I mean, you can have it all in your head and all in your vocals. I was on thyroid medicine for 20 years. Let's open up our vocals. It's time to find ways and alternatives to maybe medicine, maybe living a different life, maybe what? What is it that you want to do that you're finding it's your time right now? So there was one time I was so afraid to run my business. And in my mind, it was, I can't, I can't, I can't. But I didn't hear, I can't. All I heard was freeze, stuck in this body. Oh, I'm scared. I'm scared because somebody's going to make me stop my business. Well, who's going to make you stop your business except you? When we go into I can't, that totally stops you from doing anything. And I freeze. Some people get anxiety, so they're just going. But when you're going, you can't stop and calm yourself. You're in a whole different state. To calm and be grounded, not frozen or spewing too fast, not being able to hear, it's about the do process. It's the last part of Unleash Your Moxy, by the way. If you go into a state of doing, getting up, knowing there's a bigger purpose here, then you be. This is your do process. Do. I love it. Oh, my vocals aren't warmed up. Be. Breathe. Give yourself space. Let that 10 pound, 50 pounds off your shoulder. Liquefy it. Let it roll off. Allow yourself to be. No racing of all the things that you need to do. Maybe even set a timer so that you don't think, well, I don't want to do this too long, but I want to relax. Awesome. How can you relax? The other part is that you can have like empathy for yourself. Sometimes you can't really focus. Sometimes the being is one of the hardest things. Like doing nothing is sometimes one of the hardest things. So you're hearing, you're calming, you can bring it down to your nervous system. This is me coming forward and supporting as a health coach, but I've been in the health industry for 25 years. And this is about healing the body. Thinking about the chakras, thinking about the chronic areas that you're hurting. That's your chakra system. Then you go out and you do again. Now you're thinking about your afternoon, like you're working towards your afternoon, that you don't want that slump. So when you're doing, there's going to be another be. That's where the do, be, do process comes in. In the afternoon, you can be in your fat burning journey, like that. You're just like, oh my gosh, 2, 3 o'clock, you are rocking it. And it's because of the do, be, do. When you give yourself moments of breathing, it resets all those energy stealers because all your energy cycles throughout your body are going. You have 7 energy cycles. Some people say we have 8, and some people say we have more. But when you go through your body and you open yourself up, that's where the big, powerful stuff starts happening. Then you go back into your being because you've been doing all the work that you've been doing, and you take another break. And that is, again, of silence, meditation, what you need to do. Then get back in there, go back into your work. So the do process has helped me with the phrasing I can't. If you want the do process, make sure you add a comment and make sure you get to my rhondaliebig.com/tree, TREE. That's going to give you some information of some free, great stuff that you can get into. So today, with the Unleash Your Moxy, we got into I can't. We use the process fit. We want you to focus on your goal, integrate it, look at your calendar, really feel it, really connect. What is your why? Watch the transformation happen. No matter what transformation happened, 1% to 90%, it's all a celebration. And that's where that thrive comes in. What would happen in your life if you kept moving forward instead of missing the celebration and bring yourself all the way back to the beginning and feeling pushed down and not moving forward? It's time for us to move forward. It's time to unleash your moxie. Mwah! Love you. Have an insightful day. I appreciate you so much.